Okay, today it's getting that time of the year. It's getting closer to summer, and the longing for summer's gone by. The longing for home, for those faraway places, and a longing, a nostalgia. And really, when I think about nostalgia, the Bermuda Depths, man. 1978 TV movie produced by Rankin and Bass, and broadcast on American television. Man, American television in the 70s and 80s, even into the mid 80s, was an incredible era. The TV movies of the time, especially science fiction, fantasy of the 70s. You think about Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, Bad Ronald. I mean, these are films which burn themselves into young children's psyche and would just send them on hunts for these films for years and years and years. Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, The Day After, even going into the 80s. The 70s and 80s TV movies, they were of such a high quality. We think about modern television as having a really high quality. The HBO movies of today, The Sopranos and 6 Feet Under and what have you. And, really, the TV movies of the 70s had all of them beat. I mean, they're really, 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 really great films. And the Bermuda Depths is just such a moody, strange, almost kind of dreamlike TV movie. I'm sure there are kids who saw this film, when it came out and where it was broadcast on television originally, and were it's just a figment of their dreamscape now. This moody, moody, moody film. So, the Bermuda Depths stars, Leigh McClosky as this young drifter whose father died mysteriously, and he comes back to his homeland of Bermuda, and meets back up with his old friend Carl Weathers, and he encounters this strange young girl, this Jenny Hanover, who was attached to I think as a child he used to play with a very young version of this Jenny Hanover, who may kind of be a ghost. And so Leigh McClosky hooks up with Carl Weathers and this doctor, this Burl Ives. Burl uses Burl Ives' introduction. Like, oh my God, it's Burl Ives, It's Frosty the Snowman. And and they go out hunting in the Bermuda Triangle, the mysterious Bermuda Triangle, for I'm not sure what. Basically, they go hunting for Gamera. I don't know. I mean, you've seen the posters here. It kind of gives it away a little bit. I mean, what's going on? So it's a little bit of kaiju, it's a little bit of Gamera, but then there's also this ghost story involved of this guy coming back home and coming in contact with this mysterious woman who seems to live in the water, who, may be the ghost of someone who died. Connie Sellecca, Leigh McClosky, great TV actor of the 70s, television film actor of the 70s. Connie Sellecca, oh my God, Connie Sellecca, iconic Connie Sellecca, way before she was tinkling John Tesh's keys. Connie Sellecca as this kind of ethereal, ghost-like Jenny Hanover is perfectly suited for the role, is incredible. Seductive. I can imagine the young boys watching this and having their entire sexual landscape utterly modified, because I didn't watch this when I was a kid. I was born, this movie was broadcast before I was born, but it's weird, but I still have this kind of weird nostalgia for it. It's just, this film just kind of it brims with nostalgia. You can't help but just get a little bit on yourself. It's weird like that. It's just odd and strange. So you have this ghost story and this kind of ethereal lost love between the Leigh McClosky and the Connie Sellecca character, and then you've got like Gamera. You've got like all of these really, even for the late 70s, quite kind of inferior, model effects, water effects and stuff that maybe might take you out. I mean, Jaws, this ain't. But it works. There is a goofiness to it, but and the theme song with the Jenny, it's great. It's great. It's an incredible film. There's not a lot that I can say about it. Directed by a Japanese director under an American name, but my God, I mean the chemistry of Connie Sellecca and Leigh McClosky, and then the slow, gentle direction. I mean, the way this film begins, it's like, is this really a TV movie? Because it begins with a long shot of Connie Sellecca walking up to Leigh McClosky, almost as appearing almost as a figment of his imagination, as a fragment of a dream. Oh man, great. I mean, imagine watching this, when it broadcast. Man, imagine that. So, I don't know. I don't know a lot about Arthur Rankin, Rankin Bass, who made those, all those animated films and other stuff. They produced this. And Arthur Rankin, I guess, moved to Bermuda. He loved Bermuda. He, in 1983, he actually married none other than Olga Carlatos, the actress who, in Zombie, who gets her eye gouged out, and she's also Prince's mother in Purple Rain. Olga Carlatos has a weird career. Now she's a barrister in Bermuda. She married Arthur Rankin. They lived in Bermuda until Arthur Rankin died in 2014, and now she became a barrister there. So very odd career trajectory there for a personal trajectory as well for Olga Carlatos. But weird. She was also in a lot of movies, but Once Upon a Time in America. Yeah, she's at the beginning of Once Upon a Time in America when the guys go into that theater and she has this very expressive face, whether she's being abused by Clarence Williams in Purple Rain, or she's almost about to get a spike through her eye in Zombie, or whether she's like being roughed up by a hood in the mirror. It's just like she has these very expressive face and the big eyes and just a look of abject disconnection and terror, and it works for her in a lot of these roles. It's great. Sometimes it's difficult to get actresses to be terrified. Sometimes you go, you think about trying to produce that kind of stuff in the context of a movie. I've had problems with doing it with actors. Just like, they're just not. They don't really act like they're supposed to be a vampire behind them, and they just go, So someone who can produce that on command, like an Olga Carlatos, is a very valuable asset in the making of action and horror and science fiction films. So anyway, the Bermuda Deaths, great film, available right now in the Warner Archive Collection DVD, a wonderful high quality DVD. A great movie, a nostalgic movie. If you saw this movie in the 70s, when there was the Jaws and the piranhas and the Bermuda depths and the stuff, the sea stuff, this might be something that you're interested in. Even if you weren't born in the 70s, this film is just such a film about longing and nostalgia and lost love and you can never go home, those types of stuff, kind of downer stuff. But overall, man, what a good film.